So yesterday we have done some JSP basics. We have started understanding what is a scriptlet tag, declaration tag, expression tag, directive tag. 4 types of tags, right? In directive tag, what all can I write inside a directive tag? Include import statement or session is equal to false, include directive, right? Page directive. There are 3 types of directive: page directive, include directive. One more is tag directive, which we are going to see. There are 3 types of directives. Page and import you have seen. Under page directive, there are a lot of attributes to page directive, like session is equal to false we have seen, import is equal to we have seen, and is error page is equal to C we have seen, right? And error page is equal to we have seen. We have also understood how to handle exceptions in JSPs. If exception occurs, how to show a friendly error page. And also we have understood how translation occurs. How a .jsp is exactly translated to servlet. We understood the life cycle of a JSP. What is the life cycle of a JSP? What are the life cycle methods of a JSP? JSP init, JSP destroy, underscore JSP service. Correct. So life cycle method of servlet are init, service, destroy. Life cycle method of JSP are JSP init, underscore JSP service, JSP destroy. Right. We have understood the life cycle of a JSP, and we understood that there are implicit objects of JSP. How many implicit objects of JSP? 8 plus 1. If each error page is equal to true, 9th implicit object, right? In expression language, how many implicit objects are there? Okay. So after that, we understood about JSP use bean tag, JSP set property, get property. Then we understood about expression language. Can you name the 11 implicit objects of expression language? Page scope, request scope, session scope, init param, application scope, param values, page context, cookies, header, 11. All right. Good. At least I'm happy that I got answers today. Okay. So our main intention was yesterday to avoid Java code inside JSPs. If we read Java code inside JSPs, it was difficult to understand the flow, right? Writing Java code inside JSPs is not good. So we understood that whenever a request comes, let the request go to servlet. In servlet, invoke the business logic. I am saying here properly. I'm not saying write business logic. From servlet, invoke the business logic. Business logic should always be in service. Right? Invoke the business logic from servlet. After business logic is executed, you want to display some data. That data you will keep in one of the scope. Forward the request to JSP. JSP should have only the presentation logic, no business logic. Right? Now our final aim is to remove Java code from JSP, and we have seen expression language for that, right? But there might be some scenarios where we cannot avoid Java code with our existing knowledge. Example, let's say I have a list of employees in request scope, forward to JSP. I have to iterate over the list and then display the list. So in this case, I need to write Java code. For loop I need to write inside JSP, right? I don't want to write that. I want to write only tags. So Java community came up with another specification called as JSTL specification. JSTL stands for JSP Standard Tag Library. That means they As part of JSTL, they are defining various tags, JSP tags. It can be used in JSP, right? We write a JSP tag inside JSP, but finally it has to be translated to Java code, servlet. Inside servlet, Java code. Every tag has a corresponding Java code. We yesterday have seen JSP use bin as a Java code, corresponding Java code. So every tag in JSP will have a corresponding Java code, right? So who has to write the Java code? If I am writing my own tag, I need to tell for this tag, this is the corresponding Java code. Java code corresponding to a particular tag is called as tag handler code. For every tag, there will be tag handler code. A Java code which corresponds to a tag is called as tag handler code, right? So what I need to do is, if I am writing my own tag, I need to tell what is a tag handler code for my tag, right? Most of the scenarios, in most of the scenarios, I need not write my own tag, because some standard tags are already given, are already implemented inside tag library. Library means it's not a single tag, it's a set of tags, right? There are some standard tags which we can use, which are coming with JSTL, right? Now, to use tags present in JSTL, remember JSTL is a separate specification. It is not part of JSP. JSP is a separate specification, JSTL is a separate specification. So JSTL is not part of JSP. So if you want to use JSTL tags in JSP, what you need to do is you need to download the implementation of JSTL. JSTL is a specification. The community says these are the tags which are commonly required. Implementation is given by some third parties, right? The implementation for the tag handlers is written by some third parties. There are a lot of third parties which are implementing JSTL specification, among which the famous one is given by Jakarta. What is Jakarta? Jakarta is a project inside Apache. Apache is a company, right? Inside Apache, Jakarta is a project, sub-project, right? That sub-project of Apache, Jakarta, has implemented the JSTL specification, and I have just now shared the zip file for that Jakarta taglibs implementation, which is being shared. You can just copy and I am extracting this zip file. I have downloaded this implementation of JSTL from their site. I am extracting. Right. Okay. Now see carefully. There is a lib directory which is containing two jars, JSTL.jar, standard.jar, right? I told Jakarta is implementing JSTL specification. That means inside this implementation, for every tag there is Java code. Those Java classes, those tag handler classes for your tags are present in this jars. So if you want to use JSTL tags, you have to keep these two jars inside your web-inf lib directory. Copy, paste. Okay, I'm just creating a new dynamic project for JSTL, a separate project. So I just created a new project for JSTL, and inside web-inf lib I am pasting. So the first step to use JSTL is to copy paste this JSTL.jar and standard.jar into your web-inf lib. Why we need to do that? Because JSTL is not part of JSP. It is a separate specification. The implementation for JSTL is present in this jars, right? What is contained inside these jars? I told for every tag there is tag handler code. The classes which are containing tag handler code are present inside these jars, right? Okay, once you understand that, let me write a simple. Let me tell you a simple scenario. I want to show you how to use the JSTL tags. Okay, see here in the folder there is one folder called as TLD. TLD stands for Tag Library Descriptor, right? So just open here. TLD stands for Tag Library Descriptor. So here there is a folder called as TLD, and inside that you have lot of TLD files, files with extension TLD, and there is a file called as c.tld on the top. I'm just opening that c.tld. See here, this is an XML file. Do you agree? Yes, this is an XML file following this XSD, and here you can see that there is a tag called as tag, and there is a name for the tag called as catch. So see here, just observe, there is a tag called as tag and name of the tag is catch. Similarly, if I come down, there is one more tag called as choose. So for this tag called as choose, what is the tag class? This is the class. I told for every JSP tag there will be a corresponding tag handler class. This is the tag handler class. So what I can do is I can use a tag whose name is choose. The Java code for this tag will be present inside this choose tag. I'll tell you the flow how each tag is converted to Java code with the help of tag class. But just understand, for every tag in JSP there is a tag handler class, and there are a lot of tags which are described in c.tld. C.tld is a file which describes about core tags, important tags. We are going to see some important tags which are described inside c.tld. So we saw about choose, and if I come down, there is a tag called as if. So whenever you want to write some condition in JSP, you don't write Java code for if. You use a tag called as if, right? And corresponding tag handler class is this one, right? So like that, here there are a lot of things, lot of tags, right? So what is TLD file containing now? Tell me. It is containing the descriptions of every tag which can be used, of core tags, right? Okay. So now what I want to do is, in a JSP file I want to use one of the core tag, right? Let me tell you a scenario, and according to that scenario we'll proceed. What I want to do is I want to give a request called as /getEmployees. I will just give a request to a servlet whose URL pattern is list employees. What it should do is it should fire a query on database. It will get a list of employees, right? Once the list of employees is got, it will, this servlet will keep the list of employees in request attribute. Request dot set attribute, list of employees. The attribute name, let's say it is EMP list. The value of EMP list is list of employee objects. Then I'll forward to JSP. In JSP, I want to display that list of employees in a table, HTML table, right? So in this case, I have to iterate over the list. Java code for iterating over a collection or for iterating over an array, there is a tag in the core tag library whose name is for each. For each. So what I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to describe you how to use this for each tag, the important tag. And while telling about it, you will see the syntaxes of how to use your tags. So I'm just writing the servlet. I'm not writing the database code right now, but I'll just simulate it. Creating a new servlet in a package com.mysys. You can also do parallelly. List employees servlet. I'll give the URL pattern as /list. Yeah, I just created a servlet, list employees servlet. I need an employee object also. I think we have created employee object yesterday inside EL demo. Yeah, I'll just copy paste the employee object, employee class. Employee class is having name, city, country. That's all. Now in this servlet, I am just going to create a list, array list I'll create of employees is equals to new array list. Okay, for this employee class I will just give a constructor so that I can create objects easily. And here I'm going to add some employees inside this list. Employees.add new employee name of employee Sachin, Mumbai or Bangalore, Bijapura, that's it, India. Like that I'll just add a few more. Praveen city, Bangalore only. Okay, one more. Vaibhav, also is from Bangalore and India. Okay, fine. So I'll keep this in some request attribute, request dot set attribute emp list employees. So how to forward? There are two ways of forwarding. One I told is get servlet context dot get request dispatcher for /display dot JSP. I will write this JSP dot forward request This is one way I told, right? First get the servlet context, then get the request dispatcher, and then forward. The other way is to use request object only. Request dot get request dispatcher also. Both are same. There are two ways to get the request dispatcher. From request object you can get, and from servlet context also you can get. Whatever you want you can get. Right? So this will forward to display.jsp. Now I have to write display.jsp. Just complete until this. I'll tell you the concept of how to use the JSTL tags inside your JSP now. I am writing a file called as display.jsp in which I will be displaying all employees in a table. Writing it new JSP display.jsp. Okay. Now in this page I want to use a tag called as for each, which will simulate for loop. For each tag is described inside which TLD file? C.tld. See, there are a lot of TLD files. All the core tags are present in C.tld, right? So the tag for each which I want to use is described inside C.tld, right? As I told, I can write my own tag also. If I write my own tag, I need to write my own TLD file, right? Now, see the concept. In MySys, let's assume that you are also writing your own tag, okay? Now, there is a tag with name for each. In C.tld, there is a tag called as for each. A tag with name. But you will write one more TLD, you will write your own tag. In mysys.tld, you will write a tag with same name. Yes, it's possible. You can also write a tag with same name. Yes, you will also write a tag with same name. Right? Now, if I want to use for each tag described inside mysys.tld, how do I distinguish between for each tag inside c.tld and for each tag inside mysys.tld? In Java classes we have package, but in XML we have namespaces, right? In XML also same problem, right? So that means for each TLD there should be a unique namespace, right? So each of the TLD should be uniquely identified by using a namespace or by using a something called as URI. URI stands for what? Unique resource identifier. Something which is used to identify a resource uniquely is called as a URI. URI can be anything. It can be a URL address, or it can be a string, or it can be anything, right? But see, the URI, that means that you understood right now that every TLD should be given a unique URI. So in MySys, you develop some tags. The URI given by you in MySys should not collide with a tag written by some IBM company. What should you do? You should make sure that the URI which you are giving is unique, right? So what we generally do is we will use web address. mysys.com is your website. http://www.mysys.com/ something will be the URI for the TLD which you describe. Suppose if somebody has described a TLD, written a TLD from IBM, they will write http://www.ibm.com/something. So the tag libraries written in IBM will not be having same URI as the one written in MySys. So generally the URIs will be something like URLs, but those URLs may not be a real URI. real URL, right? Now I'll show you in this TLD c.tld. I'll just open again. See here, for c.tld there is a tag called as URI, in which they have written the URI as http://java.sun.com/jst/jstl/core, right? Here it can be ABC instead of this. But to make it unique over the whole world, we generally use URLs as a URI. So what I mean to say is, every TLD will be having a unique URI. Now what I want to do is, I want to use a tag present in this TLD inside my JSP. So to use that, first thing what I do is, in my JSP I have to write a directive. Is directive tag. There is a directive called as taglib. URI is equals to, you have to specify the URI. I'll press control space. I got the one with java.sun.com/jsp/jstl/core, and I'll say prefix is equals to C. That means the meaning of this taglib is, I'm saying whenever I'm using a tag described in TLD with this URI, I will be prefixing the tag name with C, right? So I can use C colon for it, right? Now see here, I am writing table tag. I want display list of employees in a table. Table. There are 3 columns: name, city, and country. Name, city, country. Okay. And now for each employee there should be one row inside the table, right? For each employee. Now see here what I'm doing. Just see. I'm going to use a tag called as C colon for each, right? For each tag, items is equals to, I tell what are the items to be iterated over. What? I'm having a list of employees, EMP list. It's in request scope, is it? How to get an object from request scope by using expression language. $EMP list. It will search for EMP list in any one of the scopes, starting from list scope, right? So $EMP list, I told what is the items to be iterated over, and I'm saying where is equals to EMP. See here, what is the meaning of this? Just understand here first. See here, C colon for each is just like a for loop. For each item in the collection, for each item, first time in the loop, this variable, temporary variable, will be pointing to first employee. Second time in the loop, this will be pointing to second employee. Third time, this will be pointing to third employee, right? So EMP will be pointing to the current employee in the loop. This is a temporary variable, you can give anything. This is the one in the scope, right? Now, what I'll do is, I will just write tr. For each employee, I want a row. So inside the body of for each, I am writing a tr. TD. First, what is the first column? Name. So $EMP dot name. That's all. $EMP dot city. Similarly, last one, EMP dot. So I'll just give call border is equals to 2 pixels. Okay, for table I give a border. I'll just run this servlet, let's see what will happen. Okay, see, all the employees are displayed in a table. So just see the code once and analyze it. Let me know if you have any doubts. One more tag which will simulate if condition. Now I want to display the employees only if the city is Bangalore. If the city is not Bangalore, I don't want to display. Right? So I need to write an if condition. Right? Okay, in my employees, do I have any employee without Bangalore? All are Bangalore's? Any without Bangalore? Sachin, I'll say Mumbai. Okay, so should not display Sachin, right? So in display.jsp there is a tag called as if, C colon if. See how I am using C colon if. The body of if tag will be evaluated when the test will evaluate to true. I told you yesterday that by using expression language you can evaluate expressions to either true or false. So I want a test dollar. I want to compare cities dollar emp dot city is equals to Bangalore. Right. So only if this condition evaluates to true, then only the body will be executed, otherwise no. Let me just check. You see, it displayed only Praveen and Vaibhav. Sachin is not Bangalore, in Bangalore. Switch case default. Right? Now what I want is, if the city is Mumbai, I want to show the row in red color. If it is Bangalore, I want to show in green color, else yellow color. Right? So how to show, you know, right? Here BG color is equals to red means it will show in red. Now if city is Bangalore, then green, Mumbai red, and else green, else yellow, whatever. So how to write? Let's see. Okay, anyway, see, if I'll remove, okay, you have understood. How to comment out? Just select source, okay. Now I'll remove this if condition. There is a tag called as choose for switch, and for each case there is a tag called as when. So you have to use a combination of choose and when. See how I am going to use it. C colon choose, okay. Inside that I need to write C colon when, and when as a test, okay. When $employee.city is equals to Mumbai, then the tr tag should be like this. Tr bg color is equals to red. Only tr I am writing inside choose. Others are outside choose. One more. When Bangalore, it is green. C colon otherwise is just like default. Switch case default. If none of these cases are matching, the default one, I want the tr as yellow. Let's check now. In my employees, I'll give one Mumbai employee, one Bangalore employee, and Vaibhav is from Hyderabad. Let's see. Let's check. We just run. Yeah, Sachin in red, Praveen in green, in yellow. See here, there is one more tag, C colon redirect. Guess. For redirecting to another page. You know how to redirect from one servlet to other. How do you redirect? What is the method? That's for forwarding. Forwarding is different, redirecting is different. How do you redirect? Response or send redirect. There is a method called as send redirect. Response or send redirect. You redirect to page, right? But that is Java code. But from JSP, if you want to redirect to another JSP, you use C colon redirect. C colon redirect. URL is equals to, while redirecting browser, is it making a fresh request to a URL or not? Yes. Right? So I can redirect to anywhere outside of my application also. I can redirect to google.com. I'll say http://www.google.com. So whenever I give a request to this page, it will display google.com. Let's see. Yep, see, I'm giving a request. I'll just refresh here also. It's going to google.com, but I'm not connected to internet. So the URL you are seeing, it has redirected to google.com. So if you want to redirect, then you can give C colon redirect. Right? Next. Okay, I'll just comment it. You want to include one page, one JSP inside other. We have seen directive include, JSP include, but there is a tag here also called as import. C colon import. You can give the URL. I will give test.jsp. Okay. Just see, I will write one test.jsp, whether it will be really included or not. This is test dot. Now I will just refresh the page. See, is a page included? Yes. By using C:import, you can include one page inside app, right? For C:import, I'll just comment this out. C:, there is one thing called as URL. Whenever you want to encode your URLs, what do you do in servlet? On what object? Request.encode URL or response.encode URL? Response.encode URL. That's a Java code, but you don't want to write Java code inside JSP. When I was writing session application, there was the only Java code which was present in the yesterday's session application. When I converted to JSP, so I told I'll tell you an alternative. So whenever you want to rewrite a URL or encode a URL, you can use C:URL. See how I'm using C:URL. Where is equals to, I'll say a dot JSP, okay. Where is equals to, I'll say x. Value is equals to a dot JSP. Scope is equals to page. What will happen when this tag is executed? There will be a tag handler for this tag. When that tag handler code is executed, what will happen is this value a.j.jsp is encoded with JSTL, and then it is kept in its scope, paste, right? So now you know that there is x in page scope. How do you display it? Simply by using $x. So I'll just display $x. Okay, let's see. I am refreshing it. A.jsp. Okay, I'll disable my cookies. I have disabled my cookies. Again, I'm trying to once I have disabled my cookies, a.jsp is encoded with JSTL. So for your form action is equals to, you can use $x. Whenever you want your URLs to be rewritten with JSTL ID, you can do like this. If you want to set an attribute in session scope, what is the Java code you write? Session.set attribute, right? Similarly, sometimes in your logic, you may want to set an attribute in some scope in your JSP. So in that case, you can say C:set. Where is equals to a, some variable name. Value is equals to abc. Scope is equals to, this is same as session.set attribute. Attribute name is a, value is abc. So whenever you want to set an attribute any one of the scope, you can use C:set. So just like setting, we have C:remove. What is the variable? Variable name is a, and from which scope? Session. So this is same as session.remove attribute a, right? Okay. Now one more tag, C colon tokens, C colon for tokens. Items is equals to, see, if you want to tokenize a string, tokenize means split a string. There is a string which is separated by some delimiter, comma or semicolon or whatever. What you can do is you can specify items as a string, okay, and you can specify the delimiter. C colon tokens will tokenize, right? So what I'll do is here, I'll say items is equals to Delhi, comma Bangalore, comma Chennai, comma Mumbai. Delimiter is comma where is equals to city, I'll say. Then here I'll say dollar city. Let's see, and I'll write a BR. I will just refresh it. Is it printing Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai? So you can give any string which is present in any one of the scope also. Suppose if you have this string in servlet, you can set this in scope and you can use dollar, that variable name. You can tokenize. You wonder why is this so useful? Like in case where you want to write a select tag. Select tag means what? Combo box. In a combo box you want to display a list of all countries, list of all cities, right? Then you can do like this. See here, our select tag is used. Select I'll just go out of table tag. Here I'll write select name is equals to city, and inside this what we need to write generally? Option value is equals to H, and inside the brackets they are right. I'm writing Hyderabad. Option is equals to B. Bangalore. Option is equals to value is equals to C. Now tell me what is the importance of value? Whenever I submit a form, right? What will be the request parameter if I submit a form which is containing select tag? Request parameter name will be same as the name. If I have selected Bangalore, whatever I have given here will be the one which is displayed. But once I submit, this is the value which is going. If I select Bangalore and submit, the request parameter name is city, the value is right. This is for displaying, but this is a value which should be going as a value once I submit, right? So generally, a combo box will be written like this. Just if I refresh, yep, see, combo box, right? But let's assume the cities are coming from database, or you have a string, a big string separated by commas. So what you can do, instead of writing option like this, where is it? C colon for tokens. What I need to do, tell me, for each token, write a option tag, right? Option, and here I'll write dollar. By default, if I don't give value, whatever I give in bracket here, $t will be the value, right? So let's see. Refresh. Okay, see, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, whatever are present inside the string. Sometimes tokenizing a string also might be required. So whenever you want to tokenize, you can use C colon tokens for tokens. So understood some basics till now. Now, as you have seen how to use various tags, let us see if I have to write my own tag, how to write, right? Just understand this. Get my own tag. What I want to do right now is, I want to write a tag like this. Simply mysys colon say hello. This is a tag which I want to use first. This tag does not have any attribute, no body, right? So when I write this tag, the output of this tag should be hello to all, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add attribute to it. Mysys colon say hello, and attribute name is equals to, if I give value something Shiva, it should say hello to, right? Whatever value I pass, it should say hello to that one. I should be able to use dollar name expression language also, right? Then what I will try to do is, I will try to write like this: mysys colon say hello, ending tag of mysys colon say hello. Inside the body I'll say XYZ, count is equals to 10. If I say, the body should be printed for 10 times. Whatever I write inside the body should be printed for 10 times. Simple logic. So this example shows you how to write a simple tag without any attribute and body, a tag which has attribute but no body, a tag which has attribute and body, still cover all scenarios, right? Let's see how to write our own tag. I'll show you. So I'm creating a new project here. Custom tags, our own tags. Yeah. So I'm running a JSP test.jsp, and what I want to use is, first of all, mysys colon say hello. Whenever I am using a tag, I am prefixing, right? This prefix has to be described inside what? Taglib, right? So first step is to write a TLD file. Okay? How to write a TLD file? Every TLD should follow some schema, is it? See, the TLD is following which schema? Some XSG, right? So I don't know what schema. I know that this is schema to be passed. So what I'll do is I'll just copy paste this TLD file. I'm copying this TLD file into WebINF. Remember, if you are writing your own TLDs, if you are writing your own tag library, the TLDs should be present in WebINF or any subdirectory of WebINF also. Any subdirectory. So this is my own TLD. I copy it inside WebINF. I don't like c.tld. I'll rename it to mysys.tld. Okay. Then there are a lot of tags from URI. I am deleting everything. Yeah. See here, I deleted everything. The root tag is tag like here the description. These are not mandatory tags. Description, display name, TLD, these are not mandatory tags. Okay, let them be there. I'll say mysys core library. Means of JSTL core library. Version you can give anything. Shorthand name I'll say mysys. This is the default prefix. And URI I'll say http://www/mysys.com/core. You can give any URI. Every TLD should have a unique URI. That's why I don't like this. Right. Okay, now I'm going to describe a tag. I want to write my own tag. So you have to define your own tag inside tag. Name of the tag is what? Say hello. This is a tag which I want to use, right? For every tag there will be a tag handler class, right? So I am writing tag handler class, tag class. I'll say com dot mysys dot say hello tag handler, right? So I am saying, I'll write this class now. I am saying the corresponding Java code for this tag is present inside this class. Okay, this is the tag class. I'll write this class. And my tag initially I don't want body. Body content should be empty. So body content I'll write it as empty. Right now, for the first time, I don't want body content, right? That's it. Inside the TLD, simple TLD, I described about my tag inside this TLD. Give a name, give a class name, and I said body content is empty, no body for this tag. Okay. So the next step is to write say hello tag handler as I specified here, the tag handler class. Just create a new class with that name. New class com.mysys package say hello tag handler. Okay, now we should write these tags following one specification. What is that specification? JSTL JSP standard tag library is specification. If you want to write your own tag, you need to follow this specification, JSTL specification, write your own tag. According to this specification, the tag handler class should implement some interface. Let's see what are the interfaces to be implemented. I just open the documentation. javax.servlet.jsp.tagext. here there is a interface called as JSP tag. Okay, according to JSTL specification, if you want to write your own tag handler should implement this interface, right? JSP tag. For JSP tag, there are a lot of sub interfaces. There is one thing called a simple tag, right? So simple tag extends JSP tag. If a class is implementing this interface, indirectly it is implementing JSP tag, right? So whenever I am writing my tag handler, I will try to implement this simple tag interface. But if I implement, see, how many methods do I need to implement? 5 methods. Do tag, get parent, JSP, set JSP body, set JSP content, set parent. There are 5 methods to implement. But I may not be interested in all of the methods. If I am implementing an interface, I need to give body for all these methods. If I am not interested also, I need to give an empty body, right? So instead of implementing this interface, see here, there is one subclass, a class which is implementing it. Simple tag support. It's already implementing it. So what we can do is we can just extend this simple tag support and override whatever methods we want, right? So whenever we are writing our own tag handler, we can extend simple tag support. Okay, so see here, I'm just extending, I'm just making my class to extend simple extends simple tag support, right? Then I'm going to override a method called as do tag. Okay, I'll tell you the flow, but see here, inside do tag, I'll say get JSP context. I'll be getting the JSP context, and I'll say context dot get out. I'll be getting a JSP writer. I'll explain you all the code. JSP writer out is equals to, then I'll say out dot println hello to all. That's all. So for that tag, this do tag method will be executed, and inside this do tag I wrote hello to all, that will be printed for the tag. Let's see. Once I write this, I'll explain you the whole flow, but just let me write it. So I want to use a tag called as say hello present in this tag library. What is the thing I need to do? Tag lib URI is equals to http://mysys.com/core and prefix is equals to mysys. That's all. I'm just using mysys colon say hello and I'll end it. Now I will just run this on server. Okay, so I'll just restart my server. Yep, see, I got it right. Now just concentrate here for 5 minutes. I'll tell you the flow. How this tag is translated to the Java code, right? I gave a request to test.jsp. Whenever I give a request to JSP file, it will be translated to Java code. Who is translating JSP to Java code? JSP container. So the request goes to JSP container. JSP container will try to translate this .jsp to .java. Whenever it sees any tag, like this, first you get a prefix. You search, is there any tag with this prefix? Yes. Then it will get the URI of the tag, right? Then it will search all the TLD files for that URI. Is there any TLD with this URI? Yes. It will search for TLD files either in WebINF. See the locations. TLD files should be present in either WebINF or any subdirectory of WebINF. Any subdirectories of WebINF. Anywhere. It will scan automatically. Right? Or it can be present in any one of the jar files inside WebINF lib. If it is present in jar file, it should be present inside meta-inf folder of your jar file. These are the three locations. TLD files can be present at three locations: directly under WebINF or any subdirectory of WebINF. Or it can be present in any one of the jar files present in WebINF lib. If it is present in jar file, inside jar file, the TLD file should be present in meta-inf folder. These are the locations. Right? Okay. So again coming back, whenever the JSP container tries to translate this tag, you first get the prefix. From prefix you get the URI. You search for all the TLDs. Is there any TLD with this URI? Every TLD will have a unique URI, right? So it will search. It will find the TLD. Okay. This is the TLD. In this TLD it will search. Is there any tag with name say hello? Yes. What is its tag class? It will get it. Right? So it will get the tag handler. You can understand what is the tag handler for the tag. Right? Then see the steps. The translated Java code. Translated Java code is like this. First step is, in the translated Java code, create an object of tag handler. First step, right? Second step, every JSP has an implicit object called as page context. Page context is implicit object of JSP. Yes. And if you see it, say hello tag handler is extending simple tag support, and there is a method inside simple tag support called as set JSP context. There is a method inside your tag handler called as set JSP context. What is this JSP context? I didn't hear about it previously. JSP context is super class of page context. Right? Super type of page. So super type reference can find the separate something. If a method set JSP context is there, can I pass page context? Yes. So what the container will do is JSP container, it will call set JSP context, but it will pass page context object of the JSP. For this JSP, self.jsp, there will be page context, right? That page context object will be passed to setter method of set JSP context, right? So second step is set JSP context is called and page context of JSP page is passed, right? So once set JSP context is called, can I say that my tag handler class is having a reference of page context object? Yes, my object has a reference of page context because setter method is called, right? Then third step is do tag is called. Right? And what I have done, I have overdone do tag, right? So what is the first step I am doing? Get JSP context. Before calling do tag, what was the method called for the container? Set JSP context. And page context was passed. If I now here say get JSP context, I'll be getting page context. Page context knows about all the other objects. Page context dot get out will give me out object. Out at printed. Right? So this is a simple flow called simple tag without any attributes, without any void. Right? Any doubts? Let me know. Create a simple tag without an attribute and without a body. Right? See the translation process quickly. I'll tell you and I'll continue. So whenever JSP container sees any tag, first it will get the prefix. From tag library it will get the corresponding URI. By using the URI it will search for the TLD file, and from TLD file it will see is there any tag with that name. Say hello. Yes. It will get the class name. Then the steps are it will create an object of tag handler. Then set JSP context is called and page context of JSP is passed. Then do tag is called. For that tag, the corresponding Java code will be doing this. Right? Let's see. Okay, what did I write? I wrote test.jsp, right? So I'll go to MySys, JE workspace, metadata, plugins, server.core, emp0, work, r.apache.jsp. This is a JSP file, right? See, I'll show you the translated code. See here, I'll just come down. Yep, see? It's a bit complicated to understand. From here our code starts, right? What is it calling? It's calling a method with this name, right? This is a method call. Okay, this is a method called for the tag. See, what is this method doing for the tag? For this method, what is the parameter? Page context. What is the first step? Create an object of say hello tag handler. Then second step, you don't understand. You said second step here. That JSP context is called. Third step, do tag is called. For set JSP context, what is first? Page context is first. So for that tag, this is the corresponding Java code, right? You need not understand the translated Java code, but just understand the flow, right? Fine. Now I want to introduce an attribute to my tag. I want to say name is equal to Shiva. So I want an attribute called as name. Okay. So to add an attribute to your tag, it's very simple. Go to your TLD. Inside tag, you just write attribute. What is the attribute name? Name is name, whatever I want. And is it a mandatory attribute or not? Can be told by using required. If I say false, it's not a mandatory attribute. If I say true, it is mandatory attribute, right? So very simple. If you want to add an attribute to your tag, just you need to declare it inside the TLD. Right? Okay. That's the first step. Second step is in your tag handler, you need to create a variable with same name. As a private string name. This is the name of the attribute. Variable name should be same as a attribute. Then has to generate getters and setters. And what is the output I want? I want hello to, and whatever I give the value for name, right? I'll just say hello to plus name. Now let's see what will happen. Okay, that's it. 2 steps. 1, write an attribute tag and describe about your attribute. Okay, write an attribute tag here inside the TLD, and I told here my attribute name is name, and it's a mandatory attribute. And second step is write a variable with same name inside your tag handler, right? And then generate get sensors and do whatever you want inside the output. Now once this is done, I'll just restart my server and see here I have given name is equal to Shiva, right? I'm running it. Yeah, hello to, right? But what will happen if I don't give an attribute called as name to my say hello? Name is a required attribute, saying name missing required attribute name, because I said required is this true. So if I don't give it, it will give an exception. See here, what is it saying? According to TLD or tag file, attribute name is mandatory for tag say hello. So if you say required true, if you don't submit a value for it, you will get an exception, right? But now here I am hard coding the name, right? I don't want to hard code the name. I'm expecting a request parameter called as username. See, to this test.jsp, I'll say question mark username is equals to some value, right? Whatever is coming as part of request parameter, I want it to be assigned to that attribute. How do I do? Tell me in my JSP. How do I print the name of request attribute here? Dollar param username, correct. Param dot username, right? I won't do it like this, but let's see whether it is allowed or not. Just refresh. I'll just give a request. I got an exception. What is it saying now? Exception. According to TLD or attribute directive, attribute name does not accept any expressions. By default, your attributes will not accept expressions in expression language, right? But you want the expressions to be accepted, then you need to do like this. In the TLD file, for this attribute name, you can specify RT EXPR value true. What is RT? RT means right side of the expression attribute. EXPR value, expression value is allowed, right? You have to specify RT EXPR value to true if you want your attribute to allow expressions. By default, the value is false. You got an exception, right? Now after doing this, let's see. I'll just again make a request. Now see, hello to XYZ. I pass XYZ here for username. I'll pass Shiva. Hello to Shiva. So whatever I pass from request parameter. Just see. See here. What was the flow? There were 3 steps, right? Now when attributes are there, the third step will be calling setters. The third step will be calling setters for all attributes. Remember, for every attribute there is a private variable with same name, public gets and setters. So for each attribute the corresponding setter will be called, then do tag is called. So by the time do tag is called, set name is called. So in my do tag, what am I doing? I am printing the name. Yes, it is printing, right? So when attributes are there, in the translated code, there are 4 steps. Calling, third step is calling setters for all attributes, and fourth step is to call do tag, right? The next, last one, last scenario, I want to add body to my tag. Okay, if I want to add body to my tag, I want my tag to be used like this. I want another attribute called as count is equals to, I can say anything, 10 I'll say, okay, and also I'll give a body okay. See here, tell me, welcome to MySys. MySys is a cool company, right? So I want this to be printed 10 times because I got count is equal to 10. So I'm giving body to my tag and I'm telling what should it be done with the body, right? So now see here, if you want body content to be invoked 10 times, right? First of all, I want one more attribute called as count. What should I do? In TLD, attribute name is count. It's required. It is required. True. Let it be required. It's a mandatory thing. Otherwise, I cannot know how many times. Right? Okay. Then here, I need to add a variable same name. Private int count, then get result. But you may ask me, how does it convert count to int and name to string, right? Now what you need to do is here specify type. Type is java dot lang dot integer, primary type, wrapper type, right? By default it is string. Okay. Now body content is not empty. I want to give body. So body content, I'll say scriptless. There are various values for body content which I can give. Previously I showed you empty, now scriptless, and one more is tag dependent. I'll talk about what is the meaning of scriptless. We'll see. Okay, now what I wanted to print, I want to print the body content 10 times according to count. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I less than count, I plus plus, get to JSP body. Get to JSP body will get an object of JSP fragment, then fragment dot invoke, and I'll pass null. Right now I'll explain you what I'm doing. So fragment dot invoke will invoke the body content. How many times am I invoking? I'm invoking 10 times, right? So let's see. I will just restart my server. Now see, welcome to MySys. MySys is a cool company. It printed 10 times. The body content is printed 10 times. I could have given a BR there. Now let us try to understand what is happening. See the flow. Just see the flow, all of you. See the TLD? There is a body content I kept as scriptless. It's not empty right now. I give scriptless, I tell you the meaning of scriptless. There are two attributes, name and count. Right? See, tell me the flow. How this tag is translated. First, object of save hello tag handler is created. Then set JSP context is called. Then for each set JSP context is called and page context will be passed. Then for each attribute, corresponding setters are called. Set name is called, this value is called. Set count is called, this value is passed. 3 steps are done. But now body is there, right? Body is not empty. If body is not empty, then container will call a method called as set JSP body. Is there a set JSP body here? Set JSP body is there. Get JSP body also is there. What is JSP body taking? Set JSP body is taking an object of JSP fragment, right? You need to understand about what is this JSP fragment. Okay, first let me tell you in the flow, before calling do tag, if body is not empty, then set JSP body is called. And what is the parameter for set JSP body? JSP fragment, right? Now, fragment, as the name says, fragment means what? A small part. Whatever content inside this body of your tag will be considered as a fragment of your JSP. So with all the content of the body, you will create a fragment of your JSP. The JSP fragment is an object which wraps the body content. Content of your body is wrapped inside JSP fragment object, and then it is passed to set JSP body, right? Next, see here, in my do tag, what am I doing? I am calling get JSP body. I got the fragment, right? The content of body can have expression language also. So it has to be again evaluated. Expressions, all expressions have to be again evaluated, right? So fragment.invoke will evaluate the body content, will invoke the body content, will evaluate the body content and output the use output, right? But where to use output? See, the invoke method is taking a parameter called as, after what? Writer. You can pass any writer. You can pass a writer object pointing to a file, right? You can pass any writer object. If you pass a writer object pointing to the file, after evaluating the body content will be given to this writer, right? But I don't want the body content to be written into a file. I want the body content to be given to a browser output. So I will pass none. If you want the body content to be given to the browser, not to anywhere, you have to pass none. So the body content will be invoked and it will be passed to the browser, given to the browser, right? How many times am I invoking this JS fragment and invoke? Right? So this is how you can invoke your body, right? Any doubts? So just keep in mind, I wanted you to understand Even though you don't understand the whole thing, even though you don't remember the whole thing, it's okay, because you will never write your own tax. Never write, because there are a lot of existing tax already. You will never write your own tax. So just I wanted to keep in mind how this tag is working, so that you will become confident. Tomorrow, if there is any bug in your application because of some tag, you will debug it. Right? So that's about how to use custom tags. Any doubts till now? The last part, security. Interesting topic.